Hello, good evening everyone! Ayan, good evening po, good evening po! Ayan, Teacher Sepi ulit. Ayan, another, Prof. Ed Night. Ayan, sige. Good evening, good evening, good evening po. Good evening everyone. Good evening. Ayan, LPTs, pa-share po ng ano natin. Pa-share po ng live natin. Ayan, para makapag-start tayo agad-agad. Ayan, sige po. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Yes po. Hello, 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 hello. Good evening. Ayan. LPTs, pa-share po agad ng live natin para makapag-ano kaagad tayo. Makapag-start tayo. Ayan. Sige po. Ayan. Hello, hello po. Good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening po. Good evening. Ayan, ayan. While waiting for the others, ayan. Pa-share, pa-share. Ano po? Pa-comment po dyan ng location po nila. Ayan. Ayan, sige po, sige po. Kabadong-kabado na sir sa kakahintay ng result. Of course, sa mga October 2 babies. Ayan. Sobrang ano na yung kaka-wait ng result. Ako din po, kinakabahan din po. Kaya, ayan, si PRC talaga. Masyadong binibitin ang lahat. Ayan. Hello, good evening, good evening. Laban lang po tayo. Pray lang po tayo, teacher. Ayan, para sa ano. Palawan, good evening. Ayan. Baleno Masbate, good evening po. Sugod, Southern Leyte, good evening. Ayan. Burias Masbate, good evening. Libertad Antique, good evening po sa inyo. Ayan. Concepcion Tarlac, ayan. Good evening po, good evening. Ayan, konting share na lang po, teachers. Ayan, konting share po ng ano natin, live natin para makapag-start tayo agad-agad. Ayan. Hello, 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 Prof. Ed Night, another Prof. Ed Night. Ayan, part 2 tayo, part 2. Davao City, good evening. Matalom Leyte, good evening. Bukidnon, good evening. Ayan, Isabella, good evening. Ayan. Ayan, kabado. Kabado na din po kami sa March, sir. Ayan, Teacher Charmaine Agravante Adahar. Ayan. Okay lang yan, teacher, kasi may chance pa tayong kung ano pa yung tawag nito, may chance na pa tayong i-enhance yung ano natin, kung ano yung concepts na medyo tagilid tayo. Ayan, pwede pa nating pag-aralan yan, yung mga March 2023 takers natin. Ayan, marami pa tayong time. Ayan. Sa mga October 2 takers dyan, ayan, pray lang po tayo kay Lord kasi wala pong imposible sa Kanya. Ayan, good evening po, good evening, Sindangan. Is Sindangan Sulu? Tama ba ako, Sindangan? Good evening po. Naval Biliran, good evening po. Ayan. Taytay, ayan, sa Thai, akala ko Thailand na eh. Taytay pala. Taytay Rizal. Ayan. Sige, Malaysia. Teacher Inda Nur, ayan. Good evening, Malaysia. Kamigin, good evening. Sindangan, good evening. Ayan, Pampanga. Ayan, good evening po. Santiago Isabela, Tugigaraw City, Cagayan Valley. China, Teacher Juan Elemen. Ayan, sa China. Meron tayo sa Malaysia, meron tayo sa China. Surigao del Sur, good evening din po. Bicol, good evening. Salug, Zamboanga del Norte, good evening. Ayan, Tacloban City, good evening po, good evening. Ayan, sige, pwede na siguro tayo mag-start. Lahat po ng viewers ngayon, pa-comment po dyan kung ano kayo, kung March 2023 takers kayo dyan. Pa-comment po ng LPT Top, hashtag LPT Top Notcher March 2023. Ayan. Hashtag LPT Top Notcher March 2023. Ayan. LPT Hashtag LPT Top Notcher March 2023. Paano po dyan? Pa-comment sa chat box natin. Sige po. Good evening, Antipolo, Oriental Mindoro, Cagayan Valley. Ayan, Coronadal City, South Cotabato, Alakapan, Cagayan. Ayan. Isabela ulit. Ayan. Piña Blanca, Cagayan Valley, Pangasinan. Ayan, good evening po. Ayan, hashtag LPT Top Notcher, March 2023. Ayan, pa-comment po dyan sa ano natin, chat box natin para makapag-start na tayo. Ayan. Coronadal City, good evening. Ayan. Hashtag LPT Top Notcher, March 2023. Ayan, pa-comment po ako dyan sa chat box natin para makapag-start na po tayo sa another night natin of professional education. Ayan, sige. Dumaguete City, good evening. Iloilo City, good evening. Mayad nga gabi da sa mga Ilonggo, sa Iloilo. Ayan. Ayan. Naimbag na Rabii, I'm not sure. Sa Ilocano, tama po ba ako? Ayan, sa mga dito sa Northern Luzon. Ayan, good evening po. Okay, sige. Hindi ko na kayo iano pa. Hindi na natin 'to patatagalin pa. Ayan, ulit for tonight's coach. Ayan, kilala niyo na po si Coach Peter. Ayan. Good evening, Coach. Ayan. Kayo na po ang bahala sa kanila, Coach, for tonight's professional education session. Ayan. Good evening po.
Yes po. Yes po, Teacher Sepe, thank you po. Hello po sa ating lahat. Ayan po, magandang gabi po sa ating mga future licensed professional teachers. Ano? Now, our discussion this evening, actually this is the third part na po no, ng ating discussion about teaching profession. I hope po na tayo po ay nakapag-tune in last night with our discussion with the part 2 ng ating discussion about teaching profession. Now, the reason why again we are here on this live because we chose teaching as our future profession. And when we're talking of teaching, we are actually bounded of different ethical standards. Meron po tayong mga kailangang sundin. Okay? Now remember that the flow of our discussion this evening is about the code of ethics for professional teachers. Remember, professional code of ethics outline teachers' main responsibilities to their students and defines their roles in students' lives. Above all, teachers must demonstrate integrity, impartiality, and ethical behavior in the classroom and in their conduct with parents and their co-workers. Okay, that's the main definition of your professional code of ethics for teachers. Now, saan nga po ba nagmula itong ating code of ethics for professional teachers? Remember, pursuant to the provisions of paragraph E in our Article 11 of the Republic Act number 7836, known as our Philippine Teachers Professionalization Act of 1994, and also from the paragraph A of our section 6 from our PD number 223, as amended, the Board for Professional Teachers hereby adopt the different code of ethics for professional teachers. Now, let's start this review with our question number 1. Okay, sagot po tayo mga future teachers sa ating comment section. Our first question. In the preamble of the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, which of the following teacher descriptions is included in the Code of Ethics of the Professional Teachers? Okay, we are talking of teacher description. Is it letter A, with satisfactory teaching performance? Is this letter B, duly licensed professional? Is this letter C, persons of dignity and reputation? Or letter D, pass the licensure examination for professional teachers? Okay, which of the following concept or description describe a teacher under the preamble for the Code of Ethics? Okay? Now, I can see your answers. Ano, your answer is letter C. Ayan, may sumasagot ng letter C, ng letter B, ng letter D. Ayan. Okay? Now, when we are talking of teacher's description, Si letter A po ba is a description? Yes, pwede. Pero kasama po ba kaya siya sa preamble? Okay? Is letter D a description? Mhm. Is letter B a description? Uh-huh. Now, when we're talking of description under the Code of Ethics, specifically on the preamble part of our Code of Ethics, it talks about a teacher or a person who upholds dignity and reputation. Okay, the answer po for this item number one is persons of dignity and reputation. Now, let us read, let us all read this preamble. Sabi dyan, teachers are duly licensed professionals who possesses dignity and reputation with high moral values as well as technical and professional competence in the practice of their novel profession. Yun po yung naka-reflect doon sa ating preamble under the Code of Ethics for professional teachers. Okay? Now, let's move on to our question number 2. Teachers, being the trustee of the cultural and educational heritage of the nation, are under the obligation to, is it letter A, promote obedience to the laws of the state? Is it letter B, promote national unity and educational cohesion? Or letter C, transmit to the learners such heritage and elevate national morality? Or is this letter D, all of the above? Okay, the role of teachers in terms of developing our culture and educational heritage. Remember, kasama po ito sa Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. What's the answer? Specifically on Article 3, in terms of the teacher and the community. So what's the answer for our item number 2? Is this letter A, letter B, letter C, or letter D? Ayan, ano po ang ating sagot for this item? Okay, okay. Now, the answer po, for this item, number 2. Yan, may sumasagot ng letter D. May sumasagot ng letter C. So, what's the answer? Now, when we are talking of a trustee of cultural and educational heritage, the teacher's obligation is lahat po ito. Okay? At saan po ba nakabase ang question na ito? This is actually based on Article 2 of the Teacher and the State. Sabi dyan, under Section 1, the schools are nurseries of the future. Okay, dinidescribe po ni Code of Ethics for professional teachers that school is the nursery of the future. Okay, and each teacher is a trustee of cultural and educational heritage. Okay, and under the obligation to transmit to learners such heritage as well as elevate national morality, promote national pride, cultivate love of country, instill allegiance to the Constitution and for all duly constituted authorities, and promote obedience to the laws of the state. Okay, yun po yung legal basis ng ating question number 2. It's under Article 2, the teacher and the state, specifically Section 1. Okay, how about this question number 3? Okay, the question number 3. The teacher Philip is an elementary grade teacher. He is very active in community activities. Every election, he serves as a member of the election committee. Then, during one election period, his uncle ran for governor. Ayan. Philip got very involved in the campaign. Is teacher Philip's action ethical? Okay? Is Philip's action ethical? A. Yes, because she should support her relative. B. Yes, because it is her role to serve community. Letter C. No, because she should be non-partisan. Or letter D. No, because serving during election time is very dangerous to life. Okay, tama po ba yung ginawang action ni Teacher Philip? Na siya po ay tumulong at naging active sa pangangampanya ng kanyang uncle. Okay? Bilang isang teacher, tayo po ba ay allowed to participate or to campaign a certain politician kahit po ba kamag-anak natin po ba ay allowed? Okay, syempre po, ang sagot po dyan ay si letter C. No, hindi po ethical yung ginawa ni Teacher Philip under the Code of Ethics for professional teachers because teachers should be non-partisan. Dapat po, wala po tayong kinakampaign na mga politiko. And remember, we are serving the government. At dapat po fair tayo when it comes to showing our support to every politicians. Okay, yun po yung ibig sabihin ng ating non-partisan. Now, this is actually connected or is stipulated in our legal basis, okay, under the Code of Ethics for professional teachers. Okay, how about this question? Is it ethical on the part of the teacher to proselyte in her classroom every Friday? Ibig sabihin, may kinalaman sa kanyang religion, may kinalaman sa kanyang religious belief. Okay? Tayo po ba ay allowed to do this inside of our classroom? Okay? Is it letter A? Yes. That strengthens values education. Letter B? Yes. That is religious instruction which is allowed by the Constitution. Uh-huh. Or letter C, no. A teacher shall not engage in the promotion of his or her interest in the classroom. Or letter D, no. Proselyting is no longer necessary in this age. Okay, ano po ang sagot for our item number 4? Are we allowed to proselyte inside of the classroom? Yes or no? If it's yes, why? And if it's no, why? Okay, tayo po ba ay allowed to practice or to do something like uh, to perform our religious belief inside of the classroom? Okay? Kahit sabihin pa po nating beacon time natin yon, hindi po tayo allowed. Okay? The answer po for this item number 4 is no. A teacher shall not engage in the promotion of his or her religious interest in the classroom. Okay, saan nga po ba nakapaloob ang idea na ito? Okay, it's under Article 1 of the Teacher and the State. Sabi dyan, under Section 5, a teacher shall not engage in the promotion of any political, religious, or other partisan interests. Okay, ito po yung last two questions natin. Ibig sabihin, we are not allowed or we are not, okay, entitled to do this different promotion. Okay? And shall not directly or indirectly solicit, require, collect, or receive any money or service or other valuable material from any person or entity for such purposes. So, ibig sabihin, hindi po tayo pwedeng mag-solicit, hindi po tayong pwedeng mangolekta, or tumanggap ng kahit anong klase ng suhol, especially from politicians. Okay? Now, for example, you want to create your church in your barrio, hindi po tayo pwedeng mangolek at magsolicit sa ating mga estudyante. Kahit po ito ay direct or indirect solicitation or collection, hindi po yun allowed. Okay? May question si ma'am. Sir, if husband po ng teacher ang candidate for counselor, okay din po ba na sumama sa campaign si ma'am? Hindi po. Okay? Hindi po tayo allowed na sumama sa kumpanya, sa campaign. Okay? We are not allowed to join kahit po asawa natin, kahit po kapatid natin. Hindi po tayo pwedeng mangampanya. Okay? Hindi po natin pwedeng samahan yung ating asawa for the campaign. Kasi po ito po ay nakapaloob under the Code of Ethics for professional teachers. Hindi po tayo pwedeng maging member ng ating campaign committee with that. Okay? Hindi po tayo allowed. Okay? Also, under section 6 of our article number 2, every teacher shall vote and shall exercise all other constitutional rights and responsibility. Allowed po tayong bumoto. Okay? Tayo po ay may karapatang pumili ng kung sino ang ating gustong iboto. Okay? Pero hindi po tayo pwedeng tumanggap ng suhol. Kahit po in a form ng regalo po yan, hindi po pwede. Okay? Hindi po tayo allowed na tumanggap ng mga gifts from our learners. Bakit po? Kasi sometimes po, kapag po may gift na binibigay, sometimes, hindi man sa lahat ng pagkakataon, pero may mga instances, na kapag binibigyan ng grade or binibigyan ng gift ang mga teachers, sometimes may kapalit po yan. Okay? Hindi man po sinasabi verbally ng parent or ng students, meron po yung kapalit. So, para po maging safe tayo, we have to follow what is written on the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. Later on po, I will mention to you kung ano pong basis niyan. Now, we are not also allowed to accept gifts, especially during our class hours. Hindi po tayo pwedeng tumanggap ng mga regalo from our learners. Okay? How about this item? Okay? Also, no, sorry, I forgot. Under Section 7, a teacher shall not use his position or official authority or influence to coerce any other person to follow any political course of action. Okay, ito po yung binabanggit kanina ni Madam. Paano po kung yung aking asawa ay isang politiko? Okay, at ako po isasama sa kumpanya. Hindi po yun pwede. Okay, we are not allowed, okay, to use our position to call to support our husband because he is running for mayor, he's running for vice mayor or other position. Hindi po tayo allowed doon. Okay, kahit po kapitan yung tinatakbuhan ng ating mga asawa, hindi po tayo allowed. Okay? Now, how about this question? Which of the following could be the reason for teacher suspension from the practice of the teaching profession? Tandaan po natin, yung ating pinaghirapang lisensya ng ilang taon ay pwede pong mawala. Okay? Pwede po yung tanggalin ng board. Pero it depends on the severity and intensity of your action. Okay? So ano po kaya yung pwedeng maging dahilan para matanggal po yung ating mga lisensya? Is it letter A, immoral, unprofessional, or dishonorable conduct? Or letter B, observing proper procedures in obtaining a certificate of registration? Or letter C, faithfulness to the Code of Ethical and Professional Standards for professional teachers? Or letter D, willingness to attend seminars, workshops, conferences, and the like, or the continuing education program prescribed by the board and the commission. Okay, ano po kaya yung mga dahilan para matanggal po or masuspindi po tayo or ma-revoke po yung ating mga lisensya? Okay? So, kung later on, no, kung tayo po ay pumasa sa board exam, we have to follow all of the ethical standards set by this Code of Ethics for professional teachers. So, what's the answer? Okay, I guess, ano, and I can see that most of you got the correct answer. The answer po for this item is immoral, unprofessional, or dishonorable conduct. Because of these reasons, ano, pwede pong mawala, pwede pong masuspinde, pwede pong ma-revoke ang ating mga lisensya. Now, under Section 23 of the Republic Act number 7836, the board is given the power after due notice and hearing to suspend or revoke the certificate of registration of a professional teacher. Meron po silang karapatan. Now, ano po kaya yung mga iba't ibang conduct or misconduct na pwedeng mangyari, na pwedeng gawin ng isang teacher na maging dahilan ng pagkawala or pagkasuspinde ng kanyang lisensya or certificate. Okay? Certificate given by the board. Now, the first one is conviction for any criminal offense by a court of competent jurisdiction. That's the first one. The second reason may be immoral, unprofessional, or dishonorable conduct. Another one is declaration by a court of competent jurisdiction for being mentally unsound or insane. Ibig sabihin, may problema po sa pag-iisip. Okay? Letter D, malpractice, gross incompetence, gross negligence, or serious ignorance of the practice of the teaching profession. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo po ginagawa ng tama ang iyong responsibility as a teacher. Okay? Also, the use of perpetration of any fraud or deceit in obtaining a certificate of registration, professional license, or a special temporary permit. For example, finalsify mo po yung iyong mga documents. Finalsify mo yung iyong lisensya. No? Letter F, chronic inebriety or habitual use of drugs. Ito po yung drunkenness na tinatawag natin. Yung lagi pong mataas ang kanyang intoxication in terms of alcohol. Okay, mga drug pusher, hindi po tayo allowed dyan sa mga yan ha. Pwede pong ma-revoke at matanggal ang ating mga lisensya. Also, violation of any of the provisions of this act. the rules and regulations and other policies of the board and the commission and the code of ethical and professional standards for professional teachers. Ito po yung mga rason kung, okay, kung gagawin po natin itong mga ito, later on, pwede pong ma-revoke at masuspindi ang ating mga lisensya. And also, the last one, unjustified or willful failure to attend seminars. Okay? Pwede po palang matanggal ang ating mga lisensya kung hindi po tayo susunod sa RA 10912 or our CPD law. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan po nating mag-participate into different continuing professional development activities. We have to attend different workshops, conferences, kasi po, yun po ay kasama sa Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. Okay? At yun po ay kasama sa batas under Republic Act number 10912. Okay? Now, let's move on to our next question. A school's academic coordinator has been found to have engaged in gambling, which has caused him to be absent for most of the time. Si teacher ay nagsusugal, kaya siya ay laging absent sa klase. Hala, can his certificate of registration as a teacher be revoked? Okay, pwede po bang ma-revoke ang kanyang certificate of registration? A. No, unless he is proven guilty. Letter B, no, because he's protected by his right as a teacher. Or letter C, yes, because he is incompetent. Or letter D, yes, because habitual gambling is a dishonorable conduct and against the practice of teaching. Okay, pwede po bang ma-revoke ang lisensya ni teacher kung siya po ay laging nagsusugal, laging nasa mahjongan, laging nasa bilyaran, ayan, at siya ay nagsusugal. Okay? Allowed po ba tayo to do this? Worst of worst, may mga teachers po na nagsusugal sa loob ng school. O sige, allowed po bang gawin natin yung mga yan under the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers? Okay, I guess, and I see most of you got the correct answer. Ay, may sumagot ng letter A. Has been found na po, no? Has been found. Ibig sabihin, napatunayan na po yan na siya po ay nagsusugal. Has been found. Okay, so ibig sabihin, meron na po silang ebidensya na siya po talaga ay sumasali or gumagawa ng ganyang klase ng activity. So the answer po for this item is yes. Okay, dahil po ang habitual gambling is an example of dishonorable conduct and against po yan sa ating mga guro. Okay? This is against. Okay? Now, how about this item? Sabi natin kanina, every teacher shall merit reasonable social recognition for which purpose he shall behave with honor and dignity at all times. And he or she should refrain from such activities. Ito po yung mga activities, na that actually against at pwedeng maging rason ng pagkawala ng ating lisensya. First one is gambling. Smoking is also not allowed under the Code of Ethics for professional teachers. Drunkenness and other excesses in terms of drugs yan. And much less illicit relations. Okay, ito po yung pwedeng maging ground for the suspension. Okay, para po ma-revoke ang ating mga lisensya. Ito po yung mga pwedeng maging grounds natin. So we have to be careful later on. Okay? Now, how about this item? According to the Professional Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, which of this is not accepted as a quality of a professional teacher? Which of this is not a quality of a professional teacher? Is it letter A, has passion for teaching? Is it letter B, duly licensed professional teacher? Is it letter C, with high moral values, technical and professional competence? Or letter D, possesses dignity and reputation? Okay, which of this is not a quality of a professional teacher? Ano po ang sagot natin? Is it duly licensed? Is it possesses dignity and reputation? Okay, kanina, I have mentioned to you about our preamble. Okay, ano po ang sagot natin for this item? Okay, is this duly licensed professional or possesses dignity and reputation? Okay, let's reveal the answer po for this item. The answer po for this item is has passion for teaching. Hindi po ito kasama sa quality of a teacher. Okay, hindi po kasama si passion for teaching. Kanina, no, if you go back to our preamble, wala pong nabanggit na passion for teaching doon. Okay? Wala pong nabanggit na dedication. Wala pong nabanggit doon na effectiveness of a teacher. Okay? Pero, meron pong nabanggit na duly licensed professional. Meron pong nabanggit na high moral values, technical and professional competence. Meron pong nabanggit na possesses dignity and reputation. Pero, wala pong nabanggit na passion for teaching. Okay, so the answer po for this item is has passion for teaching. If you go back with our preamble kanina, hindi po nabanggit si passion for teaching. How about this item? Sabi niya kanina, no? Every teacher shall actively ensure that teaching is the noblest profession and shall manifest genuine enthusiasm and pride in teaching as a novel calling. Okay? Now, how about this item? Sige, ano kayong sagot dito? Sabi diyan sa scenario natin, during the class reunion of teacher, Eric learned that most of his classmates are successful in their fields. Siguro may mga lawyer, may mga doctors, may mga nurses, may mga policemen. Okay? Also, he found out that most of them are wealthy because they have chosen a lucrative profession. Now, confronted with his situation, how should teacher Eric react? Is it letter A, hide to those as his real profession? Ikaw ba itatanggi na ikaw ay isang teacher? Or letter B, tell with pride that he is a teacher by profession. Okay, or letter C, leave the event so as to avoid being asked about his profession. Or letter D, answer or do not answer their question. So what's the answer? Kung kayo po si Teacher Eric, paano po kayo magre-react sa ganitong klaseng scenario? Knowing that your batchmates are doctors, are lawyers, policemen, or businessmen, or even politicians. Okay, what will be your reaction? Ikaw ba ay mahiya sa iyong profesyon? Siyempre, hindi. Dapat po tayo ay maging proud and loud and say that we are a licensed professional teachers. That we are teachers. Okay, we are not just teachers, but we are teachers. Okay, dapat po tayo ay maging proud and loud in our chosen profession, which is teaching. Okay, exactly. Tell them with pride. Tandaan po natin, because of our examination, because of the BLEP, tayo po ay naging at par with all of the professions. Ibig sabihin, naging pantay po tayo sa lahat ng profesyon dahil po sa ating board examination for professional teachers. Okay, so wala pong dahilan para ikahiya natin yung ating profesyon. Okay, how about this item? Teacher Lolita, a teacher for 40 years, okay, refuses to attend seminars. Kasi nga siya po ay teacher na for 40 years. She claims that her 40 years of teaching is more than all the seminars she asks. Okay? And his actuation and thinking in accordance with the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. Ito po ba ay ethical? Ito po ba ay kanais-nais? Ito po ba ay tama? Okay, kung kayo po si Teacher Lolita, tama po ba kaya yung ginawa ninyo? Is it letter A? No. A professional teacher, regardless of teaching experience, oath to go through continuing professional education because this is mandated by the law. Okay, so the answer po for this item is letter A. Tandaan po natin, kahit na po mas mababa sa ating rank yung speaker natin in a certain seminars or conferences, we can still learn. Tandaan natin, teaching or this profession is a lifelong learning po ito. Okay? And we can learn from everyone. That's why, kahit na po gaano tayo katagal sa ating service, it is a must, okay, for teachers to attend different seminars. Dapat po tayo po dati ay laging updated into different changes. Okay? Kung ano po ba yung mga pagbabago at flow na meron, dapat po lagi tayong updated. Okay, that's why we have to attend different professional education activities or different conferences, seminars, or workshop to improve our pedagogy, to improve our teaching. Okay? Remember, as stipulated in Article 4 of the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, specifically in Section 3, remember that every teacher shall participate in the continuing professional education because it improved his efficiency and also enhanced the prestige of the profession, and it can also strengthen his competence, virtues, and productivity in order to be nationally and internationally competitive, especially now that we are teaching 21st century learners. Dapat po si teacher din ay 21st century learner din. Okay? Hindi lang po dapat si learner yung updated. Dapat si teacher din. Especially now that every information is one click. Okay? Lahat po ng nasa libro ay nasa internet. That's why kapag po tayo ay pumasok sa klase, hindi na po pwede na isa lang po yung ating references. Dapat po 5 na po yung ating references and we can share a lot to our learners kasi sometimes mas magaling pa sila sa atin. Mas updated pa yung mga learners natin kaysa sa atin. Okay? That's why we have to join or to participate in different programs or activities to improve also our teaching. Okay? That's the answer po for that item. Now, let's move on to our question number 8. Is this question number 8 or question number 9? Okay? A principal asked her good teachers to write modular lessons in science. Okay? And then she had them published with her name printed as the author. Which is unethical in this case? Okay, allowed po ba kaya si teacher or kahit sinong Poncio Pilato ang magpagawa ng isang material sa kanyang mga subordinates, sa kanyang mga um, colleagues, and then aangkinin niya yung gawa ng iba? Okay, allowed po ba tayo dyan? Letter A, she was the exclusive beneficiary of the royalty from the modules. Letter B, she burdened her teachers with work not related to teaching. Or letter C, she had the modular lessons published when they weren't publishing. Or D, she got the merit which was due to her teacher writers. Okay? Ano po ang unethical sa senaryong yan? Okay, remember po, kahit po ano po ang ating posisyon sa school, hindi po tayo allowed na angkinin ang gawa ng iba. Okay? Hindi po tayo allowed na ipangalan sa ating mga pangalan ang gawa ng iba. Okay? Just because of promotion, just because of pointing, just because of a certain points na kailangan mong habulin, mandadaya ka na. Hindi po yan tama. Kahit po yung hihiramin natin yung certificate ng iba at tatakpan yung pangalan and then we photocopy that and then we put our name, hindi rin po pwede yun. Just for the sake of promotion, ginagawa po ng iba yan. Okay? Dahil sila ay kulang ng point 1 at ang kailangan lang ay isang national training. Ang ginawa ni teacher, siya ay humiram ng certificate from other teacher. Sa kanya pinotocopy, sa kanya nilagyan ng pangalan. Okay? No matter how, okay, no matter how eager we are to be promoted, hindi po tayo allowed na madayain o i-falsify po natin yung ating mga papers. Okay? Hindi po yan allowed. Kapag po tayo ay nahuli, okay, at napatunayan na dinaya mo po yung iyong mga papel because of the certain promotion, baka po tayo ay makulong. Baka po tayo ay matanggalan ng lisensya. Okay? Tandaan po natin, that is actually against the intellectual property right. Okay? Intellectual property law. And pwede po tayong makopyright dyan. Okay? Marami na po ngayong mga different applications, mga AI na pwedeng malaman kung tayo po ay nagpa-plagiarize or nanggagaya or nangongopya ng gawa ng iba. Okay? So the answer po for this item is letter D. Okay? Kinuha ni principal yung merit na dapat sa kanyang mga teachers. Okay? Now, under Article 5, okay, about teacher and the profession. Remember, specifically on Section 2, a teacher is not entitled to claim credit or work not of his own and shall give due credit for the work of others which he may use. Okay, may use in terms of promotion, in terms of points, and among others. So, ibig sabihin po, hindi po tayo allowed na gamitin or ipangalan sa atin ang gawa ng iba. Okay? Now, how about this item? Which of the following statements is not true about the code of ethics for professional teachers? Okay, which of this following is not true about the code of ethics for professional teachers? Is it letter A? Teacher must select which information to keep confidential? Or letter B, the teacher must demonstrate full commitment and devotion of duty? Or letter C, the teacher must manifest pride in the ability of the teaching profession? Or letter D, the teacher must make no prejudice or discrimination against any learner? Okay, which of the following statement is not true? Okay, remember, hindi po pwedeng iselect ni teacher kung anong klaseng information ang pwedeng maging confidential at hindi. As long as this is school records, learners records, lahat po ito ay confidential. Okay, hindi po ito pwedeng ipakita kahit kanino, especially kapag hindi pa po nailalabas yung isang memorandum or yung isang announcement or yung mga confidential paperworks, ano, as long as hindi po siya nailalabas sa public, hindi po pwedeng i-share ng teacher iyan. Okay, the sole authority to actually inform the public about a certain memorandum or about a certain announcement ay yung pinaka-head po ng school. Okay, kapag po yun ay ginawa ni teacher, siya po ay naglabas ng mga information, no, na hindi pa napapublic, ay pwede po siyang makasuhan. Okay? And this is also against Article 5, especially in Section 5. Ano? Remember, a teacher shall hold inviolate all confidential information concerning associates and the school and shall not divulge to anyone documents which has not been, okay, this is what I'm talking about, has not been officially released or remove records from files without permission. So hindi po tayo allowed, yes, especially records of the learners. Okay? Kahit po gustong makita nung parent ng top 2, yung papers nung top 1, hindi po tayo allowed na ipakita yung papers ni top 1. Okay? Kahit po kumare mo pa yung nanay ng top 2 at kalaban niya or kakompetensya niya yung top 1, hindi po tayo allowed na ipakita yung record ni parent, ni learner. Okay? At hindi rin po tayo allowed na i-share ito in social media. Okay? Because yun po ay personal record ng estudyante. Okay? And that record belongs to the school only. Okay? At hindi po tayo allowed na i-divulge ang lahat ng document na meron sa school. Especially kung hindi pa siya na ipapublic. Okay? Now, how about this item? Teacher O tutors her students who have difficulty coping with math. After class hours, siya ay nag-tutor. Is her act ethical? Yun po bang ginagawa ni Teacher O ay ethical? Letter A, yes, provided she receive just compensation. Or letter B, yes, provided she does not require a fee from the parent. Or letter D, no. Ano yan? Sir, Article 5, and the Teaching Community Section 4 po. Okay? How about how about letter C? No, that is unfair to other students. How about letter B? No, she should be free after her official time. Okay, ang ginawa ba ni Teacher O ay ethical? Yes or no? If it's yes, why? And if this is no, why again? Okay, tama po ba yung ginagawa ni Teacher O? Ethical po ba yan? Okay? Pwede, di ba? Pwede as long as binabayaran siya. Or pwede, as long as hindi siya tumatanggap ng bayad. It's a free service. Or hindi pwede kasi unfair yun sa ibang estudyante. Or hindi pwede kasi hindi na yung kasama sa kanyang official time. Okay? Kapag po ating pinag-uusapan ang Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, ano? And you're actually talking of your passion, your dedication, ano, in teaching. Ito po ay pwede. As long as hindi po tayo tumatanggap or humihingi ng kapalit ano, sa parent or sa estudyante. So, ibig sabihin, ginagawa mo yon as a free service. Ginagawa mo yun because you want to improve the learner. Because you are a passionate teacher. You are a dedicated teacher. Kaya mo siya ginagawa. Hindi mo siya ginagawa dahil gusto mong humingi ng kapalit na kabayaran. Okay? So, ito po ay pwede as long as hindi po tayo tumatanggap ng kapalit sa ating mga parent and to our learners. And this is actually reflected in Article 8, no, under the learners, the teachers and the learners, specifically Section 4. It stated that a teacher shall not accept favors or gifts from learners, their parents, or others in their behalf in exchange for requested concessions, especially if undeserved. Okay? Hindi po tayo allowed na tumanggap ng mga regalo, okay, sa parents, sa teachers, sa parents, sa learners, especially, okay, especially kung ito po ay may hinihinging kapalit. Kung tayo po ay sinusuhulan. Okay, hindi po yan tama ha. Huwag po natin gagawin yan because this is against the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. Okay? And also under Section 5, a teacher shall not accept directly or indirectly any remuneration from tutorials other what is authorized for such service. So, ibig sabihin, hindi po tayo pwedeng tumanggap ng kabayaran with these different tutorials. Okay? Hindi po yan pwede. Hindi po yan pwede under the Code of Ethics for professional teachers. Okay? Now, how about this? Ano? What should the teacher do when he or she falls in love with her student? Ayan, ito po parang let's say, parang ah, timely, napaka-relevant ng question. Okay, ano po ang gagawin ni teacher kapag ikaw po ay na-fall in love sa iyong estudyante? Okay, ano po kaya ang gagawin ni teacher? A, court the student at home. Or letter B, propose and marry the student. Or letter C, wait till the student is no longer under his or her instruction. Or letter D, act normally as if nothing happens and the student does not exist. Okay? Ano po ang gagawin mo? For example, ano, ikaw ay na-fall in love sa iyong senior high school estudyante. Ano kaya ang gagawin natin? Also, in my part, for example, ano, I'm teaching in college. However, na-fall in love ako sa aking estudyante. I am allowed? Siya ba ay aking liligawan sa kanilang bahay para maging ligaw sa kanilang parents? Or dededmahin ko na lang siya sa school? Tapos in private ay kami pala? Or papakasalan ko siya agad-agad? Or hintayin kong matapos muna siya sa kanyang pag-aaral or matapos muna siya sa parang mawala muna siya sa aking how do you call this? Sa aking klase bago ko siya ligawan. Ano po yung ating gagawin? Okay, ano po kaya? Antayin daw siya maka-graduate. Ano po, kung kayo po si teacher, ano po yung inyong gagawin? Okay, pigilan ang tukso, sabi ni Kim. Hindi pa naman po in relationship, pigilan ang tukso. Okay, how about the others? May sumasagot ng letter D, oh. Kayo ha, mga pa-virgin. O, sabi ni Chabelita, jojowain daw. Sige po, ano po ang sagot? For me, it's letter D. Ala, mga plastic kayo ha? Mga plastic. Sige. Huwag kayong magpakabait. Anong gagawin natin? Papatapusin sa pag-aaral ha bago ligawan. Okay. Ilalaban daw ang pag-ibig. Hintayin makagraduate and then court her. O sige, ano po ang gagawin natin kung tayo po ay na-fall in love sa ating mga estudyante? Ilaban ang pagka-igat. What is igat? Huwag magpapabudol sa feelings. Act normally daw. Okay. Yung parang yan yung nangyayari. Yes, sabi ko kanya, this is timely and relevant. This question is actually timely and relevant. Okay. Now, ang gagawin po ni teacher ay si letter C. Okay, si letter C po. Sabi diyan, wait till the student is no longer under his or her instruction. So, pwede. Pwede pala. Pwede pala. Ano kaya ang nakalagay sa Code of Ethics? No? Ano kaya ang nakalagay sa Code of Ethics for professional teachers? Pwede ba? Pwede ba? O, sabi diyan, under Article 8, the teachers and the learners. Sabi diyan, under Section 7, in a situation where mutual attraction and subsequent love develop between the teacher and the learner, the teacher shall exercise utmost professional discretion to avoid. Okay, so pwede. Pwede pala, no? Kailangan lang i-avoid yung scandal, gossip, and preferential treatment of the learner. So dapat hindi po maaapektuhan ang ating trabaho bilang teacher. So ibig sabihin, pwede pala. Okay? So ibig sabihin dapat professional pa din. So dapat hindi kayo PDA ng estudyante. Okay? Pero dapat po, no, nasa legal age na. Okay? At mas better pa rin po, no, na wag po natin gagawin 'yan. Okay? Kasi we have to avoid gossip. We have to avoid scandal. Okay, wag po natin siyang gagawin. Okay, yun po yung nakalagay sa ating the teachers and the learners. Pero ngayon po, no, hindi ko po sinasabi na dapat jowain niyo yung mga estudyante ninyo, ha? I'm not telling here na dapat po ay jowain natin sila. Okay, hindi po yan, ha? Hindi po yun ang aking sinasabi dito. I'm just reiterating what is written on the Code of Ethics for professional teachers. Okay, hindi ko po sinasabi na jowain po ninyo, ha? Kasi po hindi po pwede yon. Okay, hindi po pwede yon. So, wag po natin gagawin. Okay? Yes, exactly, Sir CJ. You have to avoid a scandalous act. Okay? Okay. Ayan, may pag-asa pa daw. Kayo ha. Okay, hindi po pwede yan ha. You have to exercise. Tama yan. Exercise at most profession. Okay? Yes, tama po. Wag po natin gagawin. Okay. Now, let's move on to our question, to our next question. Okay? Sabi ni Ma'am Jaren, teacher to teacher na lang daw. Sabi ni Teacher Jaren, kung hindi daw pwede si learner, baka pwede si sir, baka pwede si ma'am, o baka yun na lang ang pwede. Sige, mas maganda pa yun, teacher to teacher. Pero dapat parehas kayong single ha. Baka mamaya si teacher din ay meron din karelasyon. Hindi pwede yan, ano? Kasi that is also against the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. Okay, ang nakalagay doon, much illicit, relationship. Dapat hindi po tayo pwedeng ah, gawin yun. Okay? Ayan. Para naging active tayo sa usapang pag-ibig. Okay, sana po ganyan ang lumabas sa board exam tungkol sa pag-ibig, talagang active po tayo. Okay, how about this question? Is holding a rally to protest the delay of benefits due a person ethical acceptable? Okay, kapag po ba late yung ating mga yung sahod, for example, na-late yung benefits ng teacher, tayo po ba ay allowed to do protest? Okay? Tayo po ba ay allowed? Is it letter A? Yes. When hold while on official time. Or letter B? Yes. When hold outside the official time. Or letter C? Yes. When hold outside or with approval of the principal. Or letter D? Yes. When hold together with parents and students. Okay, tayo po ba ay allowed to do rally to protest? For example, may delay sa benefits. Tayo po ba ay allowed? Yes po, tayo po ay allowed. Pero dapat po ginagawa din siya outside our official time. Okay? Now, this is also stipulated under Article 6. Each individually or as part of a group has a right to seek redress against injustice to the discrimination and to extent possible. Okay? Tayo po ay allowed. Okay, we have the right. We have the press freedom. So, allowed po tayo dyan. Okay? We have the freedom to speech. Okay? How about this item? Teacher S, okay, sabi diyan, Teacher S, a science teacher, has been accused of sexual harassment by one of her students. What should the teacher's principal do? Ayan, si teacher daw ay naakusahan of a sexual harassment. Ano kayang pwedeng gawin ni principal? A. Ask the teacher to surrender to the police. Or letter B, tell the teacher to stop reporting to the school. Or letter C, advise the teacher to transfer to the other school. Or letter D, create a committee to investigate the accusation. Pero in reality, ang nangyayari ay minamarites si teacher. Okay, that's reality. Minamarites si teacher. Okay, ano kaya ang pwedeng gawin ni principal? Tandaan nyo ha, sa ating scenario po, accused pa lang siya. Hindi pa po proven to. It's only accused pa lang. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan pa ng due process of law. Kailangan pa ng investigation. So, anong pwedeng gawin ni principal? Okay? Kailangan ba agad mag-surrender sa police? Kailangan bang i-transfer sa other school? Or kailangan bang i-report siya? Or pahintuin sa pagre-report? Okay, ano po? Ano po? Okay, exactly. Kailangan pong gumawa ng committee to investigate the accusation. Okay? Sino po kaya yung committee? Pwedeng mga teachers din. Ano kailangan ng mag-solicit ng mga information. Specifically, kailangan kumuha ng mga evidences. Okay? Kung totoo ba yung accusation ni student, okay, about teacher S, about sexual harassment. Okay? So, ang kailangan pong gawin ni principal ay to create a committee to investigate the accusation. Okay, that's the correct answer for this item number 14. How about item number 15? Okay, under Article 6, the profession, specifically under Section 2, a teacher shall not make accusations or charges against superiors, especially under anonymity. However, if there are valid charges, he should represent or she should present such under oath to competent authority. So, ang dapat gawin ni teacher or ni principal ay gumawa ng committee, okay, na yung mga member ng committee is competent authority para i-investigate yung pangyayari. Okay? At hindi po dapat gawan ng chismis si teacher. Kailangan pong imbestigahan ng mabuti. Kasi nga, hindi po tayo allowed to create false accusation. Okay? That's the idea for that item. Now, how about this question? Miss Aguas can connect with her students like a magnet. Okay? Which among this is her personal quality? You can connect to your students like a magnet. Ibig sabihin, you can connect to their interests, you can connect to their levels, you can connect to their level of motivation, okay? At kung ano ba yung gusto nila, you can connect with them. Okay, ano kayang personal quality yung tinutukoy sa question na ito? Is it expert in his subject? Is it skilled in the art of teaching? Or repertoire of best teaching methods? Or passion and wit? Okay? If you can connect to your learners, okay, whatever type of learners you have, then the answer here is passion and wit. Okay, si teacher po ay may passion and wit. That's why she can connect with her students. Okay, how about this item? To enable learners to respond to the demands of the present world, which should schools do? Okay? Ano po dapat ang gagawin ng school para po maka-cope up si teacher dun sa demand ng present world? Sabi ko kanina, we are teaching the 21st century learners. We are teaching inside of the 21st century classroom. At dapat po ang learning ay hindi lang dapat, okay, nag-i-stay sa four corners ng classroom. We have to use outside the world to make our discussion more meaningful, more effective, and more experiential. So, ano dapat ang gagawin ng mga schools? Is it letter A, teach application-based, creative, critical, and innovative thinking? Or teach information and concepts? Or letter C, offer a fixed curriculum? Or letter D, prepare students for the present? Ano po kaya ang gagawin ni teacher? Okay, tandaan natin if we want Okay, if we want to actually go with the flow of the changing society or changing world, dapat ang school natin ay, ayan, they teach application-based, creative, critical, and innovative thinking. This is actually part of the 21st century skills. Okay, aside from communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. Okay, meron din tayong application-based teaching, media literacy, and among others. Okay, those are examples of our 21st century skills. Okay, now how about this item? Miss Sanchez engaged her learners in activities where they develop writing, critical thinking, problem solving skills, and risk taking. Which of these 21st century skills thus Miss Sanchez possess? Okay, ang nasa scenario ay learners' activities where they develop writing, critical thinking, problem-solving skills, risk-taking. Okay, ano kayang 21st century skills meron si Miss Sanchez? Okay, is it communication skills? Is it learning and innovation skills? Is it information and technology skills? Or life and career skills? Okay? Dahil nabasa natin yung writing, nabasa yung thinking, nabasa yung critical think sorry, nabasa yung writing, nabasa yung critical thinking, ang sagot natin communication skills. Okay, no? Dahil nakita ang is it life and career skills? Okay, very good. The correct answer po for this item is learning and innovation skills. It's about learning and innovation skills po ang sagot sa item na ito. Okay, this is also one of our 21st century skills. Okay, how about this item? Can parents pass on their duty to educate their children to the school, especially if they are illiterate? Okay, pwede po bang ipasa ng parents ang kanilang duty to educate their children? A. No. Parents have the primary duty to educate their children. Letter B. Yes, because the parents did not go through formal teaching. Or letter C. It depends on the condition of the parents. Or letter D. It depends on the condition of the children. Okay, sige. Allowed po ba ang parents na ipasa ang kanyang responsibility sa mga teachers? Remember, ang unang role po ng teacher ay to educate their learners, to teach them values, to teach them character. So, ibig sabihin, hindi po yun role ng isang teacher. So, the answer here is letter A. Okay, hindi po to letter B ha. It's letter A. No. Parents is the first teacher. Parents should be the first teacher. First teacher of values. First teacher of character. Hindi po hindi po si teacher. Okay? Yun po ay primary duty ng isang parent, hindi po ng teacher. Okay? Now, let's move on to our next question. Now, this is our last question. Ano? This is the last question for this evening. This is the last question for this evening. It's, it is defines the teacher quality in the Philippines and standards describe the expectations of teachers' increasing level of knowledge, practice, and professional engagement. Okay? It defines teachers' quality. Teachers' quality. Is it letter A, Code of Ethics? Is it Magna Carta for public teachers? Is this the PPST or Presidential Decree 1006? Okay? Teachers' quality in the Philippines. Okay, the correct answer po for this item is your Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers or our PPST. Remember, our PPST has 7 domains and 37 strands. Okay? Meron tayong learning environment, assessing and reporting, okay, content knowledge, and among others. Okay? And also, in the PPSC, we have mentioned the stages or career stages of the teachers from beginning teacher to distinguished teacher. Okay? And this is the last question for this evening, for our session this evening. Thank you so much po for joining our third session about teaching profession, and I hope na lahat po tayo, I hope and I'm praying na lahat po tayo ay papasa sa board exam. Okay, amen? Lahat po
Ayan.
tayo ay magiging LPT on the year 2023, and we're going to practice the different theories and philosophies that we've learned from our professional education. Thank you so much.
Okay, ayan. Sige, thank you so much, Coach. Ayan, maraming maraming salamat po sa pag-share ng knowledge nyo tonight. Ayan, maraming salamat po. Ayan, thank you din everyone. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you po.
Ayan. Thank you so much din sa lahat. Ayan, maraming maraming salamat po sa inyo. Ayan, so bukas ulit with Teacher Sepi sa prepositions in, on, at naman tayo sa general education. Ayan. Maraming salamat po. God bless everyone. See you tomorrow. Good night. Ay, sa mga ano pala, gustong sumali ngayong weekend. Ayan, ngayong weekend with new curriculum, Gen Ed and Proof Ed coaching po. Ayan, PM nyo lang po ako para sa para sa details kung paano sumali ha. Ayan, start na po tayong seryosohin yung pagre-review. Ayan, para sa March 2023 LPT na po tayo. Ayan. God bless everyone. Good night. See you tomorrow. This is Teacher Seppi.